Pangea, interesting thing. It took us a long time to come up with that name. Really because I love cooking French, but I also like Asian and specifically Vietnamese and Japanese. I like Italian. And it took us a long time to find a name that really would allow me the freedom to adapt, which I think is kind of endemic of who I am and what I try to do. I try to have a versatile skill set. I think that's one of the things that Bennington College teaches incredibly well, is that whatever you do, don't become myopic. You need to have multiple disciplines. Because each one of those disciplines, whether it's ceramics or whatever that be, whether it's cooking or building a hydro plant, each one of those things informs the other, and you get better at one by doing the other, because it changes your perspective, it changes the way you look at things. And I'd forgotten about that a little bit. I've been focused really on the restaurant and the hydro for a couple years now. And today, through the first pot, I've grown in, a year and a half, or maybe a little bit more. And I was reminded yesterday, I did a wedding to the son of a very good friend of mine, one that I worked for, BOS on Cruising. And I we catered a wedding for her son at her studio. And I was with some of the guys from the restaurant, and we're walking around, and I was looking at sculptures that we had built and talking about the amazing things that happened, from doing installations at Storm King or building sculptures for the MoMA or the Met or the Whitney or the Guggenheim. And it reminded me of that part, that little component that was missing for me, which really was ceramics. So get the wheel out, head down to the studio, and honestly couldn't have a better studio. Covered bridge in the background, water flowing over the bridge. For me, pottery is a lot different than food in that I guess when I look at the ball of clay, I ask it, I'm asking it what, I'm looking at it wondering what this thing is. What's it want to be? And with food, I think when I step into something, I have a very good idea of what I'm shooting for. I know what it's going to taste like. I know how I'm going to cook it. I know what it's going to look like on the plate. And it's different. This is just very different. This for me is an unknown. I mean, again, that's novice potter talking. But for me, this is I just fell in love with it. It's therapeutic. Kind of brings you back to your center. It really is. It's a special thing for me. It's a different tactile feel that I'm used to in the kitchen. It's different than what I'm doing with the hydro, and it's incredibly relaxing. It's something that I think makes me complete, and I keep finding more things like that. The more you can learn, the more you can do, the more dynamic you become as an individual, as a thinker, and ultimately the happier you are.